Okay guys, today I'm reacting to HVAC scam investigation videos. One of my absolute favorite things on the internet, and watching scumbags get caught red-handed is just a joy for everyone. So let's get into it. I'm Elran. I own an HVAC company, been in the trade for 15 years, and this is Maya the HVAC dog, who is absolutely adorable and obviously not being lazy at all. So let's get right into it.
Now a David Goldstein investigation just in time for summer. His hidden cameras caught some air conditioning repairmen charging for repairs that weren't needed. And David's here now with his undercover investigation where he even caught someone intentionally disabling the unit.
That's what we think.
Not the first time I've heard of that. Definitely won't be the last time. It's a very predatory trade, very predatory. People don't know what's going on in their systems, and so it's very easy for someone who's dishonest to try to turn a $100, $200, $300 repair into hundreds or thousands.
And that's what we caught him doing, I think. No, we did. When the air conditioner repairman or woman
Very inclusive, very nice, very nice.
tells you need this part or this kind of repair, your first thought is probably, are they being honest? Well, our hidden cameras found out. As the sun beats down on Southern California,
It's not blowing cold air.
we turned up the heat on air conditioning repair companies. You're just trying to rip us off, and you're trying to jack up the price, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, I gotta say, I mean, it sounds like he may be a scumbag, we'll find out, but so the answer was really honest. It was maybe I'm trying to screw you, maybe.
It's not cooling.
We set up our undercover producer with hidden cameras in and around this condo in Santa Clarita to find out if local repair companies would give us an honest estimate.
Yes.
But before we called in the technicians, we called in an expert.
Pressures look great.
Gabriel Chiaffi teaches air conditioning repair at LA Trade Technical College. He checked out our unit. It's working properly?
It's working properly.
It was working properly until we had him disconnect these two wires, cutting the power to the fan. He says it should be no more than a $200 repair job.
Okay, it actually looks like they cut the low voltage wires. They did this in another investigation. It doesn't cut power to the fan, it cuts power to the contactor, which will essentially not give the unit communication, not telling it to turn on. Mechanically, it looks like the fan's still attached. The unit just doesn't know that you want cooling. You tell the thermostat you want cooling, you set your temperature, it gives a signal down to the furnace, which turns on the blower motor, blowing air through the house, and it gives a signal to the condenser, the outdoor unit, that you want cooling, so it'll turn on the fan and the compressor at the same time. So I see what they did there. It's not exactly what they said, but moving on.
Should a qualified technician catch what you did there with those two wires?
Absolutely, it should be very easy to diagnose.
Super easy to diagnose. You confirm that the unit has 240 volt power going to the unit. You see the contactor not being pulled in. You'll be able to tell very easily. You can even use your meter to figure it out. Somehow there's no power coming in. Connect the wire, good to go.
Let's see.
Hi.
First up were Ron and Ziv with XL Heating, Ventilation, and Air Conditioning.
Ron and Ziv, we got a couple countrymen, a couple of Israelis. Let's see how they do.
Oh, it's just hot, more warm air. Just warm air.
Ron left with his tools saying he was going to check the unit outside, but our hidden camera shows him just walking by it several times, never inspecting to see what was wrong.
Pretty standard. I mean, not even looking at the unit, that's pretty bonkers, but it is what it is. We're in a very predatory practice. There's a lot of predatory people, and they know that you probably don't know what you're talking about. So they walk around, they make some noise, clang around, and they come back and they say it's going to be a $300, $400 part.
Okay, so he's almost done there.
Even so, they pretended to diagnose the problem.
What Ron thinks right now that it's a part of the wiring and the controller.
And gave us a price.
The simple fix?
The simple fix is we're talking about $500, and he's gonna rewire it and do make sure it's working.
This guy sounds like half my cousins, honestly.
Hey Ron, David Goldstein with CBS 2 News. How are you? Ron couldn't explain why he didn't find the two disconnected wires. Why is it $500 and have to rewire from inside to outside?
The price is not me, my friend. This
Who's
is
the
not
price?
my company.
Ronnie. I love it. The price is not me, it's not my company. It is you, because you didn't even look at the unit. Again, super standard stuff.
And then please. Thanks. Hi. Good, thank you.
Next was Vlad, who responded after we called American West Appliance Repair. Their website touts experienced technicians with factory training. He actually went outside and checked our unit, doing some work that we couldn't see. Then he came back with his findings of what was broken.
Electrical contactor.
Electrical contact.
Okay, the contactor. Yes? Hello? Yeah, meow, very meow. My cat really wants to get on camera. Okay, let's go. Ugh. Okay, an electrical contactor. A contactor is a type of relay. You call for cooling from your thermostat. It tells the furnace that you want cooling. It'll turn the blower on in the furnace and send a signal out to the outdoor unit. Now, you get 24 volts to the coil in the contactor. Essentially, a plunger closes, making a connection, and you get 240 volts going from your line voltage to the rest of the unit, and everything turns on. So that's what it's referring to. Pitting on a contactor are these little black marks. They're basically a form of metal fatigue, and if they do eventually fail, what happens is they'll fail to close, welded, because if the contactor closes and opens too many times, if the voltage isn't wrong, there's some chattering, it can weld shut, and it'll cause the compressor and the fan to run non-stop, or it can fail in the open position. If you're lucky, it fails in the open position.
Price?
But not cheap.
Not cheap? Oh,
Parts, tax, labor, and total 322.34.
Actually not outrageous. It's a little more than we usually charge, but a lot of guys will do a flat rate for the contactor, then a flat rate for the diagnostic charge. It's a little on the high side, but nothing to be upset about.
Everything's working fine. You're just trying to rip us off, and you're trying to jack up the price, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe you are.
maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
So you admit you are.
I can't even hate on the guy for that. I mean, that's the most hilarious answer I've ever heard. Maybe I am. I mean, he's a scumbag, but that's hysterical.
That's very noble of you to be honest, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But when Vlad left, we connected the wires to test the unit. It didn't work.
Hold on here.
Chiaffi found this piece of something. He took this photo showing it was wedged in between the two metal contactors, which prevented the unit from starting.
You ever seen something like this where somebody puts
No, I've never seen that one before. That's a
Okay, so tampered with the unit, obviously. Like I said, there's a plunger that closes. If you put something that's not conductive between the plunger and the contact, it can't close all the way. It doesn't create any electricity going through the unit, and all of a sudden you got nothing going. So I've actually seen that done in trade school when they were testing us, but never in the field. Very scuzzy stuff.
David Goldstein with CBS 2. Remember me?
Oh, he remembers you. He'll never forget your face, I guarantee that.
The next week, we caught up with Vlad, who this time wasn't coming clean.
Something.
I have no idea about.
Oh, come on. You were honest with me before. You want to be honest with me?
No,
Did you put
sorry.
that piece
I
in there?
have no idea about this.
Deny till you die. That's the way all these guys do it. I have never seen you or your unit in my entire life. You're obviously full of shit. Goodbye, my friend.
Several companies did find the problem,
I found a bad wire downstairs, so I replaced it and a clean one.
like NRG Heating and Air, who didn't even charge us.
That's a little bit crazy. You still have to put a guy in the truck. You still got to put gas in the truck. You've got insurance to pay. That was a job that they went to, which they couldn't go to another one. So it's not a freebie by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good of them to do it. I'll give them that. Or they did it because they knew they were going to be on camera, because it's pretty good publicity.
And Reliance Home Services, who found it and charged a reasonable price.
So we'd be at $80.
$80 is very reasonable. It's way cheaper than we would charge.
But Vlad, while honest the first time, wasn't budging.
Have a good day, my man.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I'll say this: Vlad's pretty suave. I mean, I don't hate the guy. He's a scumbag, but he kind of makes me laugh. I'm going to give him that.
Well, I guess the question is, how can you prevent this? The best way, of course, to get a second opinion, certainly if it's for a big money repair, but the smaller ones, you're sort of at the mercy of those repairmen. Pat?
All right, David, let's hope people wrote down the names of the good ones here.
Here's how you prevent it. First of all, you start with trying your best to use only referrals. It's your best bet. Google reviews are huge. And Facebook Marketplace is an incredible tool. It's where we get most of our business, for one. It's also a good place to see companies where other people have used, see what they have to say, and be able to actually ask questions. Anyway, that's it for today. Like, subscribe, whatever. Put in the comments whatever else you want to see. Bye.